Hello, everyone. I hope that you all had a good weekend. My apologies for this being a little later than usual. I usually do this on a Monday, but it was a bit of a crazy Monday, to put it mildly. So here we are with your reading for the week ahead. I'm going to take this from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle deck, and we're going to see what this comes up with today. For any of you who have this deck, please note that I'm not going to be doing this per the book. I'm largely an intuitive reader, so this is going to be an intuitive interpretation. All right. So we're going to just do what we do on a Monday and ask what the message is, what is most important for us to know for the week ahead. Just give it a bit of a shuffle for you quick. Okay, so I'm just going to ask what messages we are supposed to have. I always feel that's the best way to do it. Even with certain readings that I do, I recommend that we ask what is most important for us to know right now. Alright, so that's what I'm going to ask today. What is most important for us to know right now? Please, one card at a time. For this week ahead. Alright, so we have the first card up is Keeper of the Scales. Fairness and balance. This is really beautiful, actually. I haven't had this card before. The first thing that I pick up here is if we can bring fairness and balance into our lives this week, and we can kind of find where we need to restore that, where we need to bring it in either for ourselves, or if we're being a bit unfair to somebody else, or not behaving in the best version of ourselves, so to speak, this is where we need to pull this back. We need to pull ourselves towards ourselves. We also need to see where we have to do more of one thing and less of the other. If there are things that are out of balance, if there's something that we should be focused on. I feel like goals are quite important this week to get yourselves on track if you kind of have veered off your goals, aspirations, whatever it is that you're working on. Bring this back into balance now. The energy has been a little bit funny in the past couple of days, the past week or so. A lot of people feeling edgy, so whatever you need to do to get that back into balance. So if you need to go and have a nice hot bath, if you need to go outside and walk barefoot and ground yourself a bit, go play with your animals, play with children, whatever it is, to get yourself back to a place that is not just this push, push, push all the time, especially if you feel like you're being pushed in the wrong direction, especially if you feel like you have allowed yourself to be pushed in the wrong direction. Okay, so this is about remembering to restore the balance, to keep things balanced, to balance our headspace, our heart space, so that your thoughts and your emotions, so that we can behave, like I say, well to others, be good to others, and always do what is fair, what is balanced, always do things with integrity to the best of our ability. I also want to say that if we can get these things back into balance, I feel like this is going to bring a lot of rewards. There's going to be a lot of abundance and fertility that can come from us getting this into balance again, especially if it's a goal that you're working towards. All right, obviously then you are going to see the rewards if you can bring this balance back in. All right, let's see what else we got. What else do we need to know this week, please? Okay, I feel like we're going to keep these. All right. The Phoenix. Resurrection. Surrender to change. Okay, so this is largely what a lot of us are experiencing or feeling right now as well. A lot of us are feeling unbalanced. We are feeling that our emotions are all over the place. We are not sure what's going on in the world, in our environment. maybe in our families, things with friends, whatever it is. Maybe we are moving from one realm of our lives into another. Maybe you're moving to a new job or a new house or just a new level of experience. Maybe you are doing something that's a little bit frightening, and this requires you to be open to this change. Maybe you're doing something that's scary, like having to end a job or relationship or something to this effect. And again, this gives you this sense of being a little bit fearful. All right, so this is saying to us, don't be fearful. Allow this resurrection, allow this surrender to change. There has to be a symbolic death of something for something else to come about. So, just like the story of the phoenix, which is a time old story, the phoenix burns out, it dies out, it turns to ashes, and it rises again from the ashes to be reborn. And this is what you have the ability to do right now. All right, but you need to have that surrender. You need to allow that resurrection to occur. You need to believe that resurrection is going to occur. We need to remember very importantly that we are in cycles continuously. Things come into our lives, but they also leave our lives again. And we need to be okay with that. We need to realize that life and death is part of everything around us, especially death. We have this aversion to death, but symbolic deaths and literal deaths are part of life. That's literally one and the same. It follows the circle. And we need to remember that. And a lot of the time, when we think back and we think of times when we allowed things to die down or we closed a chapter to something in our lives, it did spring up something new and better for us. So, this is a call to allow this again, to resurrect yourself and surrender to change. Don't try and fight it. Don't be afraid of it, because it can bring some really beautiful things into your life. It's actually lovely to get those two cards together. Okay, then we have the Hawk Prince. Spirit communication and paying attention. All right. This is quite evident for me, and I've seen it a lot with a couple of people contacting me as well to say, I had a dream about so and so. Does this have any meaning? A lot of people are having what we call visitation dreams, where we have our loved ones coming to us in the dream state, and this is often to resolve old energies and old things that we need to sort out. Okay, we don't always want to dig up old bones with people who are still maybe on earth with us, but we don't want to communicate with them because there's a lot of bad blood. Or sometimes we do want to communicate with somebody who's passed and we've got things that we feel were unsaid or unfinished. And a lot of the time, this can be resolved in the dream state. All right, so set an intention when you go to sleep at night if you want to get rid of any underlying unfinished business, so to speak, and know that it is possible. Put it out there. Speak to your guides and your guardians. Speak to your angels, your ancestors, whatever your belief system is. They are there to listen. These energies are around you, even if you don't see them as people or angels, whatever the case is. There are energies around you. The universe hears intentions that you send out, okay, and it reciprocates. So this is about having these energies around us right now and for us to pay attention. What signs are you getting through your dreams? What signs are you getting through maybe animals around you or things happening or a song that comes on the radio? Whatever it is, watching something on TV and you see signs of something around you, that there's some kind of communication that needs to be made here, some kind of message you should be getting that could potentially even set you on the right track if you feel like you need a bit of guidance. All right, we often look up to the sky and we say, please help me, show me what to do. I need help right now. But then we don't stop to listen. So it's very important that we also do things like just sitting still. If meditation is not your thing, sitting still is also meditation. Okay, you don't have to do anything fancy. Just sit and be still and be receptive, because we are transmitters and receivers, and we're transmitting all the time. I need help with this. I'm trying to manifest this. The law of attraction. I want this in my life. I want that in my life. And we're asking all the time. But do we ever sit still and actually listen and actually allow the answers to come that we're asking for? All right, so this is very important. If you can do some kind of a meditation or a ritual, if that's something that you do, give an offering, whatever it is, just be out in nature and try and connect. Do this now. This is going to bring balance as well. Do you see the number 11? That's all about balance. The two ones next to each other. That also can bring that balance. This is for you to bring your spirit, your body, and your mind back into balance as well. When I said mentally stable, emotionally stable. It's very important right now. And this is what can bring this ease of this surrender to change when things are happening around you. It can keep you calm, it can keep you rational, it can keep you balanced. Very important. I'm going to take the bottom of the deck as well. The eyes of beauty. Positive expectations and clarity. All right, so if there's something that you're trying to manifest, that you've been working on, that you're trying to draw into your life, positive expectations and a positive mindset are paramount. I think I say this on a weekly basis, and I say this in almost every reading I do, but it is so important that whatever you focus on grows. Okay? This is why you have to have positive expectations. Things are not going to work out if you don't expect a good result. Like if I do energy sessions for people, if they say to me, well, nothing's ever worked, I hope this works, and they're a little bit listless about it, I'll always remind them, you have to expect it to work. You have to believe that it's going to work. And your belief and your intention is what creates that as well. So it's very important that you're in the right mindset when you're trying to do healing, when you're trying to bring yourself into balance, whatever it is. And this is saying clarity. All right, so again, this paying attention to things around you. If you're looking for the signs, know that if you actually open your eyes and see them and make the time to notice them, this is when this clarity will come to you. You have to have a positive expectation, especially when you ask something of spirit. Please give me a sign. Please help me. You have to have that positive expectation that you are going to get the sign, that this clarity is going to come. All right, and that is when it actually starts working for you, and when you start feeling more in sync, synchronistic, you feel more in balance with the world around you, whether that is spiritually, emotionally, with nature. You know, it's actually all one and the same. So for you to just bring yourself back into balance, surrender to the change. Say, also, it's very important when we ask something not to have an expectation other than a positive one. You don't have to have a specific idea of how it's going to work out. You have to ask for what it is and say, please, I need this in my life, or something better. And or something better always opens up doors for you, for the universe to actually show you what's possible. We cannot always conceive of what's possible in the short amount of time that you are spending on this earth, which is a blip in the larger scheme of things. You cannot ever perceive of all the possibilities that there are. So open yourself up to that and say, universe, show me what's possible. And you'll often find that you get a really nice surprise. Okay, so know that things can resurrect. Know that things don't always have to be the way that they've always been. Know that you can have a rebirth or a resurrection on some level, but you need to have that surrender to change. You need to open yourself up to other possibilities, other opportunities, and you need to ask for the signs on which direction to move in and have a positive expectation. And this is what's going to bring this fairness and this balance as well into your life. If you feel like your life has not been fair up until now, maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you need to surrender and get out of your comfort zone, or not expect the same results over and over, and maybe not do the same thing over and over and expect different results. Look where you can make the changes. If you don't see how, ask how. And be open to this information coming through. Okay. Spirit wants to communicate with you. It wants to guide you. You have to pay attention. You have to keep a positive mindset. And this is when you're going to gain this clarity. Okay, ladies and gents, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful week ahead. I look forward to speaking to some of you on a personal level later in the week. And I wish you a wonderful week. Take care. Bye for now.